Yeah, you're reminding me of an episode we recorded probably going on a couple of years ago now, where we talked with Coach Greg Harkavy from Building Champions about why a life plan is your strongest business tool. And part of the reason we focused on that in our episode, and part of the reason, frankly, that that's our ideology at Building Champions, is we recognize that life is made up of many moving parts that are all active at the same time. And so having a tool that allows you to acknowledge that, and that when we put effort and energy into one area, sometimes the focus shifts away from another area, and what's the cost or the impact of that. It's a tool that allows us to develop the skill they need as a leader of how do I manage the complexity of lots of moving parts, recognizing that any one of them at any point could change for reasons that I may not have much control over, and yet I'm still going to have to deal with it. And so a life plan becomes a great tool in which to practice that skill. And then when we get into the questions that you just asked, like they're now in their growth mode of, okay, we've got all this figured out, and now I want to go grow. I can continue to bring that tool forward in the filter to say, great. So you've now added more people to your team in order to capture that more market. You've added new systems. You've maybe added more square footage to your office. All these things are wonderful. How does that impact some of the margin that you were fighting for, that you were going to use for things like more family time or your workout routine or the hobby that you were seeking? Because if all of that growth in your business just made you busier, what did we really accomplish? Was that
Hmm.
what you wanted? Is that what? And maybe the answer is yes. Maybe they say, yeah, I hate my life at home. I just want to be busy. But that sounds kind of sad to me. I'm not excited about that outcome if that's what someone's answer would be. I'm more common is, you're right. That's going to create a lot more stuff. And is it worth it? Yes, I might be making more money, but if that more money is going to go into things like, more medical care or more therapy or more whatever it is
Right.
to deal with it, what was the cost? And so these are really, really important questions to ask before we welcome any of that craziness into the camp. And if I can get them to think through it, we tend to, well, first of all, we tend to simplify things. That tends to be the first thing that happens is, okay, got it. I'm way more ambitious with all this because I think I can do all of it really well. So it's not just will the market sustain me in my plan. My health is going to be great. My marriage is going to be great. My kids are going to love me. Everybody's optimistic. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I just want to remind them that sometimes things change and you don't get to control them. How will you pivot? And it's really to the title of this episode. So, yeah, I think we've got to spend time talking through those things and maybe making them a little bit uncomfortable in order to get really focused on what they want to do.